guys, it's Mrs. Null here, coming to you with my favorite furry word nerd assistant, Izzy, and we're going to talk to you today about my base of the day. So for today, I've been inspired. I've been inspired by one of you who has posted on my Flipgrid. Thank you so much for all of your entries, by the way. I have so much fun watching your videos, and I've learned a lot of new words. But one of you posted about a phobia. A bibliophobia was the word that was posted by one of our fifth graders. And it got me thinking. Phobia is actually a Greek unit. So in Latin, and all the bases I've done so far are Latin. In Latin, we have a prefix, a base, and a suffix. And it's really predictable. It's like putting together a couple of Legos. You know what you're getting. I love working with Latin because it's very predictable spelling. You can break down the units to get to your meaning. It's great. I have focused on Latin with you guys. But when I saw that phobia word posted, I thought maybe it's time to get a little crazy and use some Greek forms. Phobia is a Greek form, and Greek is a little different than Latin. Instead of having word pieces that have to be prefixes or bases or suffixes, they're kind of more free units that we can just put together free form. So for instance, if we're going to talk about phobia, a phobia means a fear. Is it a base? Well, yeah, technically it is a base, but these other things I'm going to glue to it today are not prefixes. They're bases as well, so they can glue to each other as well as gluing to this one. So just a slightly different structure. One thing I always like to point out when I'm talking about Greek is there are certain spelling markers that tell you a word comes from Greek. One of those is this PH saying f. We can never tell from the sounds if we should use an F or a PH, can we? They sound the same, but F is way more common, and unless you for some reason know to use a PH, you should never use PH as your best guess for that sound. But as a reader, when you see a PH, that's a marker to your eyes and to your brain that this word comes from Greek, and most words from Greek have something to do with math and sciences for us, right? We've talked about that before. Some of those other Greek markers are when we have a CH saying k, like we've talked about Georgia Tech, right? Technology. When CH says k, that usually means it's Greek. Also that closed syllable Y, like in the word gym or myth. When a Y is not at the end of a word, but it's still a vowel in the middle, that's a closed syllable Y. That's going to be a tell that it's a Greek root as well. So let's go ahead and let's play. I've started off with a couple of common ones, and then I wanted to get a little less common. And then my challenge to you on the Flipgrid is I want to see what kind of crazy phobias you can come up with to list for me. So let's start with what might be the most common and famous phobia out there. Oops, wanted to scoot away from me. Arachnophobia. So arachno on its own means, well, spider, but really the whole class of bugs with 8 legs are called arachnids, okay? If you don't know that yet, someone will tell you soon, a spider's not technically an insect, it's an arachnid. It has 8 legs and insects have 6 legs. So an arachnophobia is a little different than a fear of insects. It's just a fear of the 8-legged variety. Okay, I added a picture for this one too, but I don't think you need it. This is probably not one that most of you suffer from, especially during a hot Georgia summer. What is this? Aquaphobia. Look at that, aquaphobia. Octo. Where have you seen that before? Probably in a number of places, but maybe the most common one is octopus. How about octagon? 8. Octo means 8. So if you have octophobia, you have a fear of, you literally have a fear of the number 8, which is kind of random, but hey, you're your own person. You have your own phobias. You do you, I'll do me. Now we're going to get a little trickier. Arithmo. Ooh, so I have never heard of arithmophobia, but I've heard of arithmetic. What is arithmetic? Yeah, math, numbers. Arithmophobia is a fear of math, fear of arithmetic. Who Woo! Who knew? Ooh, how about this one? Zoophobia. It's not exactly a fear of going to the zoo. It's a little too literal. What else do you think it could be a fear of? What is kept in a zoo versus, say, an aquarium? Animals. Zoophobia is a fear of animals. This one made me think back to my word nerd video on port, because a lot of people posted about airport, right? And I said, yes, it's port means to carry. You go to the airport to be carried somewhere by air, but I didn't talk too much about the word air itself. Well, people, this is where it comes from. Aero is Greek for flying. So if you have aerophobia, what do you have a fear of? Flying. Aerophobia is a fear of flying. You may see magnets on people's lockers in the middle and upper school for the aeronautics club. Nauto means basically to sail. So if you don't like sailing through the sky, so sailing through the sky is aeronautics. Rockets and planes and all sorts of ships like that. All right, last one. Chronophobia. Again, that has that CH saying k, that's a tell, it's Greek. Well, where have you seen chrono or chronological order? Yeah, chrono means time. So if I have chronophobia, I have a fear of time. Yeah, there are so many cool phobias out there. Confession, I went and I Googled just to see how many are out there because I wanted to know how much there would be for you guys to post on the Flipgrid. And there is so much. It is crazy. You do not have to post a phobia that you actually have because honestly, I'm not a person who has a lot of phobias. You may not be either. It doesn't have to be a phobia you would have, but just come up with one that seems wild and crazy, and even better if you can come up with something that I can connect it to other words. I would love that. Y'all, it is always a pleasure to get to talk to you. Welcome, fellow word nerds. I miss you all so much, and I can't wait to see you on my Flipgrid. Bye.